1. Earth's rotation is changing speed. It's actually slowing, and this means that, on average, the length of a day increases by around 1.8 seconds per century. 2. Ironically, the fear of long words is called hippopotomonstrossesquipedaliophobia. The 36-letter word was first used in the 1st century BCE to criticize writers with an unreasonable penchant for long words. 3. Chainsaws were first invented for childbirth. They were developed in Scotland in the late 18th century to help aid and speed up the process of symphysiotomy, whitening the pubic cartilage, and the removal of disease-laden bone during childbirth. 4. Avocados are a fruit, not a vegetable. They're technically considered a single-seeded berry, believe it or not. 5. The Eiffel Tower can be 15 centimeters taller during the summer. That's due to thermal expansion, meaning the iron heats up, and the particles gain kinetic energy and take up more space. 6. Trypophobia is the fear of closely packed holes. Or, more specifically, an aversion to the sight of irregular patterns or clusters of small holes or bumps. No English muffins for them, then. 7. Allodoxophobia is the fear of other people's opinions. It's a rare social phobia characterized by an irrational and overwhelming fear of what other people think. 8. Australia is whiter than the moon. The moon is 3,400 kilometers in diameter, while Australia's diameter from east to west is almost 4,000 kilometers. 9. Mellifluous is a sound that is pleasingly smooth and musical to hear. 10. The Spice Girls were originally a band called Touch. When we first started, with the name Touch, we were pretty bland, Mel C told The Guardian in 2018. We felt like we had to fit into a mold. 11. Human teeth are the only part of the body that cannot heal themselves. That's because teeth are coated in enamel, which is not a living tissue. 12. It's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland. It's considered animal abuse, because they're social beings and get lonely. 13. The ancient Romans used to drop a piece of toast into their wine for good health. Hence why we raise a toast. 14. The heart of a shrimp is located in its head. They also have an open circulatory system, which means they have no arteries and their organs float directly in blood. 15. Amy Poehler was only 7 years older than Rachel McAdams when she took on the role of Cool Mom in Mean Girls. Rachel was 25, playing Regina George, and Amy was 32. 16. People are more creative in the shower. When we take a warm shower, we experience an increased dopamine flow that makes us more creative. 17. Baby rabbits are called kits. Cute. 18. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland. It was apparently chosen because of its connection with dominance and chivalry, as well as purity and innocence in Celtic mythology. 19. The first airplane flew on December 17, 1903. Wilbur and Orville Wright made 4 brief flights in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, with their powered aircraft. 20. Venus is the only planet to spin clockwise. It travels around the sun once every 225 Earth days, but it rotates clockwise once every 243 days. 21. Nutmeg is a hallucinogen. The spice contains myristicin, a natural compound that has mind-altering effects if ingested in large doses. 22. A 73-year-old bottle of French Burgundy became the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold at auction in 2018, going for $558,000. The bottle of 1945 Romanée-Conti sold at Sotheby's for more than 17 times its original estimate of $32,000. 23. Competitive art used to be an Olympic sport. Between 1912 and 1948, the international sporting event awarded medals for music, painting, sculpture, and architecture. 24. A chef's hat has 100 pleats. Apparently, it's meant to represent the 100 ways you can cook an egg. Wonder if Gordon Ramsay knows that. 25. In 2014, there was a Tinder match in Antarctica. Two research scientists matched on the global dating app in the most remote part of the world. The man was working at the United States Antarctic McMurdo Station, and the woman was camping a 45-minute helicopter ride away. 26. The Spanish national anthem has no words. The marca real is one of only 4 national anthems in the world, along with those of Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, and San Marino, to have no official lyrics. 27. The Japanese word kuchizamishi is the act of eating when you're not hungry because your mouth is lonely. We do this all the time. 28. The probability of a blue lobster existing is widely touted as being 1 in 2 million. Bright blue lobsters get their color because of a genetic abnormality that causes them to produce more of a certain protein than others. 29. There's only one letter that doesn't appear in any American state name. There's a Z in Arizona and an X in Texas, but no Q in any of them. 30. Louboutins' iconic red soles were inspired by Andy Warhol. The 60s pop artist's drawing flowers caught the eye of the famous designer, which gave him the idea to add the infamous sole to his designs. 31. A book called La Recherche du Temps Perdu by Marcel Proust contains an estimated 9,609,000 characters, making it the longest book in the world. The title translates to Remembrance of Things Past. 32. Google Images was created after Jennifer Lopez wore that infamous dress at the 2000 Grammys. So many people were searching for her outfit, the search engine added an image function. 33. Big Ben's clock stopped at 10:07 p.m. on May 27, 2005, most likely due to extremely hot temperatures. 34. Walt Disney currently holds the most Academy Awards. Disney won 26 Oscars over the course of his career and was nominated 59 times. 35. There's a fruit that tastes like chocolate pudding. It's called black sapote, and it's native to Central and South America. Apparently it tastes like chocolate and sweet custard. 36. Queen Elizabeth II was a trained mechanic. When she was 16, the Queen joined the British Employment Agency at the Labour Exchange and learned the basics of truck repair. 37. The Easter Island heads have bodies. In the 2010s, archaeologists found that 2 of the Pacific Island figures actually had torsos that measured as high as 33 feet. 38. MNMS are named after the businessmen who created them. But what do they stand for? Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray. 39. Pigeons can tell the difference between Picasso and Monet. What? A 1995 study shows that the birds can differentiate between the 2 artists. 40. The real name for a hashtag is an octothorpe. The octo refers to the 8 points in the symbol, but according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, the thorpe part is a mystery. 41. The actors who voiced Mickey and Minnie Mouse got married in real life. Russi Taylor, Minnie, and Wayne Allwine, Mickey, tied the knot in 1991. 42. You can hear a blue whale's heartbeat from over 2 miles away. Blue whales weigh an average of between 130,000 and 150,000 kilograms, with their hearts weighing roughly 180 kilograms. 43. The last letter added to the English alphabet was J. The letter dates back to 1524, and before that the letter I was used for both the I and J sounds. 44. There is actually a word for someone giving an opinion about something they know nothing about. An ultracrepidarian is someone who voices thoughts beyond their expertise. 45. The Chupa Chups logo was designed by Salvador Dali. The surrealist artist designed the logo in 1969. 46. Ketchup was once sold as medicine. The condiment was prescribed and sold to people suffering from indigestion back in 1834. 47. The world's longest walking distance is 14,000 miles. You can walk from Magadan in Russia to Cape Town in South Africa. It requires no flying or sailing, just bridges and open roads. 48. The moon has moonquakes. They happen due to tidal stresses connected to the distance between the moon and the earth. 49. Humans are the only animals that blush. Apparently, we're also the only animals that experience embarrassment, too. This is because it's a complex emotion that involves understanding other people's opinions. 50. All the clocks in Pulp Fiction are set to 4:20. Looks like we're going to have to rewatch the film to prove it. 51. Kim Kardashian has a glam clause in her will. It states that if she's ever in a position where she can't get ready herself, can't communicate, or is unconscious, someone has to make sure her hair, nails, and makeup are all perfect. 52. An ostrich's eye is bigger than its brain. This could be why the birds often run around in circles when trying to escape predators. 53. A jiffy is an actual unit of time. It's 1/100th of a second. 54. You can't hum if you hold your nose. Hands up if you just tried it. 55. Vatican City is the smallest country in the world. It's 120 times smaller than the island of Manhattan. 56. Japan has over 200 flavors of Kit Kats. They're exclusively created for different regions, cities, and seasons. There are some tasty-sounding ones like banana, blueberry cheesecake, and Oreo ice cream, as well as some very questionable ones like baked potato, melon and cheese, wasabi, and vegetable juice. 57. Kris Jenner has 13 grandchildren. Extra points if you can list them in order of age. Kourtney Kardashian has 4 children, Kim has 4, Rob has 1, Khloe has 2, and Kylie has 2. 58. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. They have a membrane that holds their tongue in place on the roof of their mouth, so it can't move. 59. Pigs can't look up into the sky. The anatomy of their spine and neck muscles limits their movement and restricts their head from being able to look upwards. 60. Kim Kardashian knows the alphabet in sign language. Apparently, she used it to cheat on tests with her friends in school. 61. In the course of an average lifetime, while sleeping you may eat around 70 different insects and 10 spiders, or more. EW. 62. Everyone's tongue print is different. Like the fingerprint, it has unique features that differ from person to person. 63. It would take 19 minutes to fall to the center of the Earth. Scientists have worked this out, but they haven't tried it in real life. 64. The Night's Watch cloaks in Game of Thrones were made from IKEA rugs. The show bought the rugs, shaved them down, and then dyed them to make the cloaks. 65. The iCarly High School set was also used for Saved by the Bell and That's So Raven. That's why it looks so familiar. 66. Harry Styles has 4 nipples. He has a common condition called polyphilia. 67. People used to say prunes instead of cheese when getting their pictures taken. In the 1840s, a cheesy grin was seen as childish, so a London photographer told people to say prunes to keep their mouths tight. 68. Blue whale tongues can weigh as much as an elephant. Their hearts also only need to beat once every 10 seconds. 69. Queen Elizabeth II had a stand-in to make sure the sun wouldn't get in her eyes. Ella Slack was a similar height to the late Queen, so she would rehearse big events beforehand to make sure everything would be comfortable for the monarch. However, she wasn't allowed to sit on the throne, so she had to squat above it. 70. There's an ant species unique to New York City. Called Manhattan ants, biologists found them in a specific 14-block strip of the city. 71. The Eiffel Tower was originally intended for Barcelona. The Spanish city thought it was too ugly, so Gustave Eiffel pitched it to Paris instead. French critics weren't too thrilled either, but it's one of the most famous landmarks in the world today. 72. There's only one Shell garage actually shaped like a shell. There was actually 8 built in the 1930s, but only one remains, in North Carolina. 73. The shortest commercial flight in the world takes place in Scotland. Regional airline Loganair flies between the islands Westray and Papa Westray. The journey is just 1.7 miles and takes 90 seconds. 74. Dolphins have names for one another. According to National Geographic, dolphins use a unique whistle to distinguish between different members in their pod. 75. The blob of toothpaste on a toothbrush has a name. It's called a nurdle, and there was once a lawsuit over which toothpaste company had the right to portray it. 76. One part of Istanbul is in Europe, and the other is in Asia. Part of it neighbors Greece and Bulgaria, therefore sitting in Europe, and the other part neighbors Syria, Iran, and Iraq, beyond Turkey's borders, therefore classed as Asia. The Bosphorus Strait runs between them, a narrow body of water that connects the Black Sea to the Mediterranean Sea via the Sea of Marmara. 77. There are more than 1,000 types of bananas growing in the world. These can then be divided into 50 categories. 78. The letter E is the most popular letter in the alphabet. Z is the least popular. 79. Hazelnuts are the official state nut of Oregon. Because yes, that's a thing. 80. The Beatles' song A Day in the Life has a frequency only dogs can hear. It's at the end of the song. 81. Vietnam is the world's second biggest coffee producer. Brazil creates the most, with Colombia coming in third. 82. The TV show Big Brother originated in the Netherlands. It was created by John de Mol in 1999 and has since been franchised in 54 countries. 83. Candles were once eaten in famines. They used to be mainly created from beef fat or beeswax, and so they were often stolen in famines. 84. KFC is the meal of choice on Christmas Day in Japan. This happened following a successful marketing campaign over 40 years ago. 85. The bamboo plant is the fastest growing woody plant in the world. It can grow up to 35 inches per day. 86. The office chair is believed to have been invented by Charles Darwin. The scientist had the idea to attach wheels to his chair so he could move around between his many tables. 87. Mariah Carey holds the record for the most #1 singles by a solo artist on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. She surpassed Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson with singles including Fantasy and Always Be My Baby. 88. Only 10% of the population is left-handed. And men are more likely to be left-handed. 89. A cat spends on average 15 hours a day sleeping, jealous. This means the majority of its life is spent asleep. 90. You share your birthday with around 19 million people. Yep, not feeling so special now, are you? 91. There are about 5,000 species of sea sponges. Really? 92. Beyoncé is the most awarded artist at the Grammys. She's been nominated for 88 awards and won a whopping 32. 93. The word cereal comes from a Roman goddess. The breakfast food is named after the goddess of harvest and agriculture, Ceres. 94. The tiny pocket in your jeans was designed to hold pocket watches. It was needed for cowboys in the 1800s, although now it's mainly a decorative feature. 95. The Pope can't be an organ donor. All popes' bodies belong to the Vatican when they die, which means no organ donation is allowed. 96. Lemons float, but limes sink. This is because of their different densities, often causing unpeeled limes to sink if submerged in a liquid. 97. The continent of Africa is in all 4 hemispheres. Brain exploding emoji. 98. In the TV show Gilmore Girls, 26-year-old Keiko Agena portrayed a 15-year-old Lane Kim. And yet her co-star, Alexis Bledel, was 19 while playing 15-year-old Rory Gilmore. 99. People once ate arsenic to improve their skin. In the late 19th century, it was said to get rid of freckles and blackheads. 100. Julius Caesar was stabbed 23 times when he died. The Roman leader was killed by his fellow senators, including his former bestie, Brutus. 101. After water, tea is the most consumed drink in the world. Pinkies up.